Good afternoon. My name is Stephen Herwire. I am the owner of Herwire Financial Plans with Direction. This was supposed to be a live broadcast, but I'm having technical difficulties. Today is October 14th of 2022. After the weekly roundup, I'm going to talk about the Medicare annual enrollment period. Few important disclosures. The opinions voiced in this material are for general information only, not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. The performance reference is historical and is no guarantee of future results. All indices are unmanaged and may not be invested in directly. All data is believed to be from reliable sources. However, no representation is made as to its completeness or accuracy. None of this is to be construed as tax or legal advice. Consult your advisor prior to taking any action. More disclosures. This material contains only general descriptions. It's not a solicitation to sell any insurance product or security, nor is intended as any financial or tax advice. For information about specific insurance needs or situations, contact your insurance agent. This article is intended to assist in educating you about insurance generally and not to provide personal service. They may not take into account your personal characteristics such as budgets, assets, risk tolerance, family situations, or activities that may affect the type of insurance that would be right for you. In addition, state insurance laws and insurance underwriting rules may affect available coverage and its cost. Guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing company. If you need more information or would like personal advice, you should consult an insurance professional. You may also visit your state's insurance department for more information. Riders are additional guarantee options that are available to an annuity or life insurance contract holder. While some riders are part of an existing contract, many others carry additional fees, charges, and restrictions, and the policyholder should review their contract carefully before purchasing. Guarantees, again, are based on claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. The numbers as of last night, the Dow Jones Industrial Average closed at 30,038.72. Year to date, it's down 17.34, but yesterday was a banner day. It was up over 800 points. The S&P 500 closed at 3,669.91. Year to date, it's down 23%. The NASDAQ 100 closed at 11,033.581. Year to date, it's down 32.39%. Gold closed at $1,665.58 per ounce. Year to date, it's down 8.94%. The Bitcoin index closed at 19,483.94. Year to date, it's down a whopping 59.33%. US dollar index closed last night at 112.51. Year to date, it's actually up 17.6%. The 10-year Treasury closed at 3.96%. Year to date, it's up 2.45%. It started out the year at 1.51. The S&P aggregate bond index closed at 190.08. Year to date, it's down 14.31%. Okay, tomorrow, October 15th, starts the Medicare annual enrollment period. Every year, just like when you folks were working, you would have a chance to choose your insurance coverage. It ends on December 7th. During this time, you can make as many changes as you like. If you sign up tomorrow with somebody and then 2 weeks later you figure out that was the wrong choice, no problem. Just fill out a new application. Doesn't even have to be at the same person. Basically, the last company getting your application on or before December 7th will likely be your provider in the coming year. On December 8th, though, your options get a bit more limited. But before we get to that, we're going to talk about, well, Steve, I like my plan. What should I do to keep it? If you do nothing, you'll simply roll into next year's version of that plan. whether it's a Medicare Advantage or a standalone prescription plan. If you're satisfied with your plan, I usually recommend keeping it. Every year you're going to get an annual notice of change. It'll detail the changes, and you should review it to determine what changes, if any, you need to make. Unless the plan's leaving your area, in which case you'll need to move to a new plan. And what if you want to change? Well, a few tips. I would always check the formulary. That's the list of drugs they'll cover, to make sure they cover all the prescriptions you're taking. It's rare when I recommend somebody change to a plan that doesn't cover all their drugs. I can't think of the last time I did. So at the very least, if it's not going to cover all your drugs, you should be aware before you sign up. And if you're signing up for a Medicare Advantage plan, and this is not a supplement, I would check to make sure the doctors you want to keep are in network, because if they're out of network, they're likely to be more expensive. And the other thought you should have is check to see if it will work with your current travel plans. Now, I live in upstate New York, and we got a number of folks that are snowbirds. They go down and spend a month or two in the Sunshine State, Florida, for instance. And there are certain plans that work a little bit better than others in situations like that. The big thing is to consult somebody who does this all the time, like me, and have them help you know where all the good spots and the not so good spots. What if you make a mistake and you figure out that the one you signed up for is not really the right fit for you? Well, if it's before December 7th or on December 7th, not a problem. You just apply for a plan that fits your needs. You don't even have to go back and tell the company that you signed up with earlier in the annual enrollment period, because, as I said, the company that gets the last application on or before December 7th, they're going to be the winners. Okay, once you pass December 7th, as I mentioned before, it gets a bit more restrictive. You have what's called the open enrollment period, which runs from January 1st through March 31st. You have a one-time chance to make a switch. Once you pull this trigger, it's done. Once April 1st arrives, you're limited to using a special enrollment period, which may or may not be available. Worst case, you may be stuck in your plan for the next calendar year. As far as the special enrollment periods go, contact an insurance license agent who knows about this stuff, who's proficient, because if there's a way to get you to change plans if you want, they can help, even after April 1st. Okay, when you're in retirement, health insurance is a critical component, because, as you know, as we get older, the amount we spend on medical coverage doesn't usually get less. So sometimes people talk to me and they say, Steve, I'm still working at my company. I still have coverage. I don't need to sign up, do I? And it's like, I don't know. You may or may not need to sign up. I don't have any idea. What I usually do is advise people to start by contacting their HR department and say, you need to ask them two questions. Number one, do I need to sign up for Medicare? And number two, especially if they say no, you say, is my drug coverage Part D, as in Delta, equivalent? If they say yes, then ask for it in writing. Have them send you an email saying, yep, we are Part D equivalent. Because if you don't sign up for Part B when you need to, and you don't have a Part D equivalent, there are penalties. I'm not going to cover that here. I've covered it in other videos, and I'll cover it in future ones, I'm sure. If you're a retiree and you have health coverage from your company or your municipality, you may or may not need to sign up for Medicare. Again, talk to HR. Also, after you talk to HR, if they tell you yes, then go sign up for it. If they tell you no, then you need to call Social Security and ask them. You explain your situation, say, hey, do I need to sign up for Medicare? It's likely you should sign up for Medicare Part A, because Most times there's no cost for that. If you don't qualify, you'll know pretty quickly, but most folks signing up for Part A at the very least don't have to pay anything. Not a guarantee, but most of the time that's the case. If you are retired from the military, first of all, thank you for your service. And second of all, if you're being covered by your military health coverage, I don't know what it's called these days, but it's my understanding you need to sign up for Medicare Parts A and B when you turn 65, or you may lose your coverage. As I said before, health insurance is a critical part of your retirement plan because healthcare is a significant cost component. Okay, one last thing. If you have questions about this stuff, then you need to consult a licensed agent. The nice thing is we don't charge a fee for consulting on these matters. If you have questions, would like to schedule an appointment or want to see more videos like this, go to my website, herwirefinancial.com. For scheduling appointments, there's a button in the upper right-hand corner of every single page as shown here. It says schedule an appointment. You can schedule in person, you can schedule a phone appointment, you can schedule Zoom. Also, if you want to see more videos like this, the red button at the top is the YouTube button. So from there, you can see more videos like this. And if you're the type that doesn't like going on the computer and messing with all that internet stuff, then you can call me on the phone, 518-631-2569. That's 518-631-2569. Have a terrific day.